Hey guys, welcome back to this week's episode of the Girl Talk Podcast. My name is Charlie Ann, and today's episode is going to be on something that is near and dear to my heart, being an only child. Now, when you think of an only child, the stereotype is like, they're bratty, they're spoiled, they get what they want, everything. And yes, some of that is true, but also it's not. So, we're going to talk about the reality of being an only child. So the first thing we're going to talk about is growing up with adults. Everywhere I went with my parents, I was the youngest, and I mean, still to this day, like, when they have friends over for football game day watch party, or they had a Masters watch party a couple months ago, I'm always the youngest one. I don't have any, I do have friends. None of my friends come, like it's just me. And that can be, being an only child is a curse and a blessing. So growing up with adults, I spent all the time with adults. I mean, whether it was, I don't know, like having my parents' friends come over, or like I was always with adults. And that was good because it allowed me to mature and figure out how to talk to adults, or be comfortable with talking to adults. Like when normal kids like are afraid to talk to a random person, I'm not. Like, funny story, I would say 10 years ago, 11 years ago, we were at Home Country Club in Birmingham, and it was a golf tournament, and on Wednesday of the golf tournament, they have this thing called the Celebrity Pro-Am. The celebrity, they're paired with the pro, and it's pro amateur, so it's like, they play golf, whatever. I mean, head football coaches, basketball coaches, Alabama, Auburn, Mississippi State, Georgia, Ole Miss, like, I mean, everything. Nick Saban was there that year, and had got done with school, and I went to the tournament like I did every year, and he was doing an interview. Saban was doing an interview at like a sports show called the Paul Feinbaum Show, if you know, you know. And he was walking out, and there were 6 security guards around him, 3 in the front and 3 in the back. And so he starts walking out, and there's like a path. I mean, obviously, because people were like, "Oh my gosh, Nick Saban." And so, me being the only child I am, and being comfortable talking to adults, I stepped out in the aisle, or the walkway, and was like, "Coach Saban, can I get a picture?" And he said, "No, not right now. I've got to go." He took 2 steps, turned around, and said, "Yes, and only one with you." And I said, "Booyah." So that has been a plus of being around adults most of my life, is I'm comfortable talking to adults, whether it's strangers or people I know. Like, I'm not afraid to talk to anybody. So the next thing we're going to talk about is being alone. As an only child, I grew up being alone and kind of having to make my own fun and like entertain myself. So like when my parents were at work or whatever, I would have to play with my toys at home. Like, I didn't play with my siblings, or because I didn't have any, and so I had to learn to make my own fun. I mean, and so I did that by, I did a bunch of stuff growing up. I did a baton twirler, cheered, I danced, I did show choir, what else did I do? So like doing that stuff, or watching TV. Like, I'm a big Disney Channel girly. Like, Disney Channel Nick. The good years have gone from Disney. Just saying. They will, sad that future generations will not have what we had. But like, I mean, in making my own fun. And like with everything with being an only child, it's a blessing and a curse. I learned to be content with myself, and like, I don't have to have friends to be comfortable, like, and to enjoy. It makes it a lot more fun, but I don't have to. Like, I don't have to rely on somebody else for my happiness, comfortability, stuff like that. And like, don't get me wrong, I love my friends, I love my family, but sometimes, like, I say I'm an introvert, or an introverted extrovert. Like, I love people. I will host until the cows come home, like, but also I do like my time alone, like, and that can be sitting in my bed watching TV, or scrolling on TikTok, or coloring, or doing something alone. But like, that's kind of part of that. Now let's get to the hard parts. With everything, there's the good, the bad, the ugly. There were obviously times where I wish I had a brother, an older brother or older sister, or younger brother, younger sister. And I always say this, like, I'm an only child. I didn't have the older brother to protect me when it came to boys, or like being that protective older brother. I didn't have an older sister to talk to about, or for her to tell me about boys and like your period. Like, I had to learn that on my own. Like, I just would tell it to my mom, but like, it's easier when it's like someone closer in age to you. Like, I didn't have the younger siblings to be that mentor towards, and like, that's why friendships are like so important to me, is because like, I didn't have those people growing up, so me being that for other people when I can is good. And I like it. Like I said, there's always times I wish I had a sibling on family trips. It was always my mom, my dad, and me. Like, I didn't have a sibling to watch movies with, or I don't know, sing songs, or enjoy a road trip with, or whatever. And so like, I kind of not got pushed to the side, but like, I had to go along with whatever my parents and my family wanted to do, instead of like, if I had a sibling or an older sibling, we could have done something else together. So that's kind of one of the harder things about being an only child, is also seeing other people around you, your friends that have siblings, and like wishing you had that. Now, trust me, I've seen friendship, or I've seen siblings that fight, and I'm like, I'm glad I don't have that. But also, I've seen relationships with brother and sister, or sisters, and it's like, I wish I had that. I wish I had somebody that's in my corner. And has to be, because we're blood related. The next type we're going to talk about is finding family through friendships. So I've talked about this earlier, but since I didn't have siblings, now I think of my friends as my siblings. Like, when we get close, like, I mean, one of my best friends, Carson, I think of her as my older sister, even though she's like less than a year older than me. Like, and I think of my friend Paisley and her husband. I think of her husband as like an older brother, because like he teases me, he picks on me, but like I know if I called him right now and was like, hey, I need help, he would be here immediately. Like, he would go 90 miles an hour down the interstate, like, because that's just who he is. And that's also another thing, is having people in your life that feel like family. Like, I had a guy called Big Bro, like in Snapchat, his name was Big Bro, and I had a friend that was like an older sister to me, and those relationships ended or kind of faded off, and it's hard because to you as an only child, it feels like you're losing a sibling, but like to them it's like, oh, another friend, another person. Like, it's not as important. Like, you're not as important to them as you are. You aren't as important to them as they are to you. So that's definitely something that like I had to struggle with. Now we're gonna talk about making you grow up faster. So it does make you grow up faster. I mean, I was doing chores at like 6. I was doing stuff before normal kids my age would do it. Like, I mean, hosting. Like, I mean, we've hosted stuff my entire life. Whether it's family, or whether it's a football watch party, or whatever. So, like, learning when to speak and how not to interject and all that kind of stuff, like, it makes you grow up faster. And, like, sometimes I feel like I didn't get as true of a childhood as my other friends, because like they got to, I don't know an example, but like I feel like they got to do more than I did because I was mature and growing up faster. The next thing we're going to talk about is expectations. Like I said in the beginning, everyone's expectation and kind of vision of when I say I'm an only child is, okay, you're bratty, you're spoiled, you're entitled, you think you know it all, like, I go on. But, like, when you think about it from my side, like, I'm my parents' only child. Like, they only will have to go through sending their kid to high school once. We'll have to worry about sending a child to college once. Buying one car. Like, and I mean, I graduate in less than a year, and like, I'm sure it's going to be hard on them because like, this is their first time around. Like, other friends that have like siblings, like, their parents kind of know what to expect when they get into college because they've had older siblings or whatever. But like, I'm their only one. Like, I'm the only wedding they're gonna pay for, which is kind of using to my advantage, so I can be like, Mom, you only have to throw one of these. It needs to be big and better. It needs to be all over the top. Like, I won't have, my children won't have biological cousins from my side. Like, it's just me. Like, so like, their future is like in my hands. Like, and so that's kind of, it puts a lot of pressure on you because you're like, okay, well, I have to be like this because my parents won't get to experience this again. Like, graduation, college graduation. Like, I've had friends, I mean, like my friend, he's the youngest of 3 boys, I think, and he just graduated in May. And so, like, his parents were like, done. We're done sending 3 boys through college. Like, but by the time that my friend got into college, his parents they were like, this is easy, because they put 2 other boys through college. So, it's definitely, the expectations are definitely something that, like, you gotta deal with. So, what did being an only child teach me? It taught me independence, kind of being alone and kind of being able to be self-sufficient in everything. Like, I mean, I live on my own. This is going into my senior year of college, and like my freshman year I lived with a roommate. That didn't work out. Sophomore year I roomed with 3 roommates. That didn't, I never talked to them. My junior year, half of the year, I lived with one of my best friends. That's not my best friend anymore, but like, that was great because she was like my sister. And so, we worked great together, whatever. But like, now I'm in a 1-bedroom, 1-bathroom apartment, like, and I love it because I'm not relying on anybody. Like, I don't have to worry about like cleaning their stuff or whatever. Like, it's just me, and like, I love it. I don't know if I ever want to have a roommate because like, I love it. It's taught me the quality in good friendships. Like, good friends should be like sisters or brothers or whatever. Like, and those special people, they're really your ride or dies. And they're special. And hold on to them. It's taught me to enjoy being alone, enjoy the peace and quiet, but it's also taught me to enjoy the company of other people besides my parents. And like, especially, not kids, because like, I'm 22, but like, people my age, like my friends, and because I didn't get that for 18 years. I grew up on my own. Like, and that's what I think, like, part of where I come from, like, if I don't feel good, I'm immediately going, if like something's hurting, I'm going to immediately go into Google and being like, my side hurts. My side is throbbing in pain. Like, I immediately go search it up because that's just what I've always done. Like, I have a problem, I fix it. If, like, helping other people out. And that's also, I think, also one of the reasons why I'm protective and, like, have a parent instinct in me is because I'm kind of had to parent myself. Kind of. Like I said, it taught me that it's okay to enjoy your own company, but also that good friends are gold. So, like I said this entire episode, being an only child is a blessing and a curse. You gotta figure out which one it is more. Before we wrap up today's episode, we're gonna get on to hot takes and heart talks. I know we missed it last week because it was my birthday episode, but we're back on track. The first hot take I have is being an only child does not make you spoiled. Trust me, you can be spoiled to be an only child. but also you don't have to be. Like, it's all about how you act. It's not a personality trait to be an only child and be a bitch, because you can be. Sorry. Every family is different. Your character is more than just having siblings. Hot take number 2 is learning to enjoy your own company is one of the best things you can do. Because in the end, like, you won't always have your siblings. Like, you may live in this state and they may live in another state, and you don't need to depend on them for comfortability. And like, also, it also taught me how to talk to adults. And like, that's just probably one other thing is it teaches you more than you think, being an only child. Now for heart talk. I think since the stereotype is that only kids are spoiled, like, being an only kid is, I feel like, to me, is better than having siblings. But no family is perfect. A perfect family is not one daughter, one son. Like, it's not, there's no perfect cookie cutter family. And your family makes you who you are. Whether you like it or not. Like, so I guess just embracing your family and where you come from and who raised you makes you who you are. And I want to high-low Buffalo. My high is definitely finding friends that feel like family, without them trying to feel like family. And those are the biggest blessings. A low is seeing my friend and other people with their siblings and have what I think I wanted. But just also reminding myself that I'm an only child for a reason. And Buffalo, and something unexpected, is like how mature it made me. Like, I didn't even realize this until like a couple weeks ago. Like, and you don't realize your maturity and stuff until you go out and see what everybody else does. Like, I have friends who are like, I'm gonna call my mom and get this $1,200 phone. Like, because they can. Because they've been spoiled. But also I have friends who have come from nothing and have been living the dream. But that's just unexpected, is finding your maturity and your independence without you realizing it. So another story, not story, but like scenario, is, so I have 2 cousins on my dad's side. And so they've always been like sisters to me because we've grown up together. They're 8 years older and 12 years older, 13 years older than I am. But we've always been like siblings. Like, my oldest cousin used to come and spend the night with us, and we would have girl days and movie days, and I mean, I built that special connection with her because she was like a sister to me. And like, they always will be. And like my other cousin, like, she wasn't, we weren't as close when I was younger because she was in college when I was like in middle school. And so like she was busy and all this stuff, but like now that we're both older, she has 2 kids, I'm older, like, we're close. I mean, let me see. She texted me. I'm trying to go through all my texts. So she got hurt the other day, and she was like watching off campus because I'm bedridden. Love. I said, I know, you gotta watch it all the way through. Like, bonding over the simplest things, but just cherishing relationships within your family that are not your siblings is a true blessing. But thank you so much for watching this episode. If you liked it, make sure you like and subscribe down below. And also comment what kind of videos you want to see. What girl talks you want to have. We have a couple guests, not lined up, but go to my notes. We have a couple guests. Want to get my mom on here. Want to get some more friends on here. And like I said before, maybe get one of my friends' husbands on here and ask him questions that girls are too afraid to ask. And get their perspective on that. So thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Peace.